Lioness of courage, she who spins and weaves and cuts the way.
Thank you for joining us for our second live ceremony as we walk and journey with Sekhmet. Today we'll review a little bit of what came before, where we have been journeying and holding in our consciousness this past week and anchoring then into the week to come. And just as an overview, we'll open sacred space and do some dancing, some somatic body movement, breath, sound invocation, and then journey again with the theme of today, with some guided shamanic journeying, some more dancing, and then another meditation. And then we'll talk a little bit more about our sacred crafting before closing. So right now I will give the space to Nicole to guide us through an opening prayer.
Thank you, Diana. So I invite you to just find a comfortable position, ideally where you feel both of your feet on the ground. And just gently close your eyes. And we will begin this opening invocation with our eyes closed and feet on the ground. Your hands are palms up on your knees. And then I will guide you a little bit after to just gently come into a standing position, to open your eyes and just do a little bit of movement and expression of what has been coming up for you. So just be aware that we'll begin sitting with eyes closed and then gently transitioning to standing and movement. So for now, just close your eyes, palms on your knees, up, receptive to the cosmic wisdom that is pouring through all the beautiful cosmic alignments that we are blessed to be witnessing. So just take a moment to tune in to your connection to the stars, the planets, through your crown chakra. As we open the sacred space, calling upon the ancestors of the land here in Sekhmet, where I stand, to weave this container and support us as we continue to navigate and journey with Sekhmet, Hathor, and Baston. I'm also calling the elemental beings of this land, the dragons of earth, fire, air, and water, to weave with us, to support and sustain us. I also invite my ancestors, my earth ancestors, and my star ancestors to support and guide us here today. And I invite each one of you to call your own ancestors to be guiding and supporting you. So just let's take a moment to feel once again this connection to the earth through the soles of our feet, And then simultaneously feeling our connection to the cosmos through our crown chakra. Can also shift our awareness to our feminine crown, which is our root chakra, the anus and perineum. Just feel simultaneously or invite our body to feel simultaneously our connection to the cosmos and our connection to the earth. Just let's breathe here for a few moments, feeling the energy rising from the earth and descending from the cosmos and meeting in our heart and womb space. And then just breathe here for a few moments, feeling the energy to rise from the earth and to descend from the cosmos, meeting in your heart womb. Breathing here, feeling the full spectrum of your emotions and expressions. And then one last time, inhaling the energy of the earth through your feet and your root chakra, as well as from your crown chakra in your hands, receiving the energy from the cosmos, and then breathing in union in your heart and womb. And then from this knowing that we are supported from above and from below, we're going to start gently coming into a standing position. So just take your time to open your eyes and find yourself standing. You're welcome to stay seated if you want to move from the chair. And this powerful song, we are gonna listen through it. We're gonna finish the entire song, and you're welcome to not only move with the song, as well as voice anything that comes up for you. So I just okay. So here we go, and Diana, we are welcome here also to.
Yes,
sound.
if you wind up feeling like you can't hear the sound well or technology dips in and out, feel free to put on music, to pause this recording and put on music that invokes Sekhmet for you, either this song or any other that you may have. Just wanted to just say that in case you are having some connectivity issues downloading, or if we get interrupted, as sometimes happens, but we invoke Sekhmet to keep burning the channels for this to flow clearly for you. And just inviting you, as we will be talking about this throughout, to tune in to those descending red rivers. Tune into your own menstrual blood if you are currently on your moon cycle, giving to the earth, feeling the receptivity of the earth, receiving these life-giving stem cells, and feel the blood coursing through your body, your fire, the liquid fire, the lava within your body.
I love that. Yeah.
I'll let you guide us. And then we'll dance
Sorry, go.
a little bit.
Okay. Sorry, go ahead, Diana.
I was just saying, I'll allow you to introduce the guidance, and then we'll just dance for a little bit, just letting
Yes.
people know what to expect.
Yeah, so we're just gonna move with the song and just really allowing the lyrics of the song, which are very powerful, to just move through our bodies and giving space to whatever emotions might come up and voicing them or expressing them through movement. And we just do this to activate the body a little bit. And as Diana said, we can feel that fire moving through us. We can connect. I happen to be on my moon, so you can connect with your menstrual blood. You can connect with your connection to the earth, so you can visualize the lava and just really let the song itself to move you and where it will take you.
I am the womb of creation. I am the flow of the spirit. My body is the universe. I am the blood of the earth. I am the womb of creation. I am the flow of the spirit. My body is the universe. I am the blood of the earth. I am the womb of creation. I am the flow of the spirit. My body is the universe. I am the blood of the earth. I am the womb of creation. I am the flow of the spirit. My body is the universe. I am the blood of the earth. I am the womb of creation. I am the flow of the spirit. My body is the universe. I am the blood of the earth. I am the womb of creation. I am the flow of the spirit. My body is the universe. I am the blood of the earth. I am the womb of creation. I am the flow of the spirit. My body is the universe. I am the blood of the earth. I am the womb of creation. I am the flow of the spirit. My body is the universe.
Yes, just sound, feel the vibration in your body from that movement. You're going to exhale and sound what that vibration feels like. Wow. Feel that lioness within you, that sensual Shakti awakening, igniting that fire. As you feel and tune into that, and maybe you're still rolling your shoulders and rippling, feeling those ripples in your womb and hips. I invoke the triple goddess Sekhmet in all her aspects of Hathor, mother, and Bast, daughter, mother of gods, the one, the only. Sekhmet is thy name when thou art wrathful. Bast, beloved, when thy people call. Sekhmet, daughter of the sun with flame and fury. Bast, beloved, banish all our fears. Mother of the gods. No gods existed till thou gave them life. Sehaba. Sehaba. We invoke you. Sehaba. Sehaba. We feel you in our body. Sehaba. The red rivers running through us, down, out of our bodies, connecting with the body of this earth, igniting and connecting with the flames and the blood of this earth, erupting in the volcanic fires to renew life, to clear and destroy all that does not serve life, to nourish the land again with your fire, with your ash. Seha. We breathe you in and ignite the fire within to burn bright, activating the courage to release our rage, to express our outrage, to know our truth and burn clear through obstacles and opposition and polarization. Sehaba. We invoke you, Sekhmet.
To guide us in menstruating all of that no longer serving us in supporting our growth. As women, we are life givers. And in our cyclical nature, we can let die and menstruate in sacredness. What didn't bear fruit. So, Sehaba, guide us in releasing from our genetics, from our bodies, from our mind and heart and womb, all of those memories, code frequencies that are no longer supporting our growth and our evolution. We invoke you, Sehaba.
Sehaba. Thank you, Sekhmet. Just take a moment and feel the activity in your body, in your energy body. Aware of any thoughts or fears or rage that rises up. The resonance, the activation, the cellular memory. And if you need to, take a deep breath and really ground yourself into this earth. Feel rooted. If you need to, take a drink of water also to ground you or to balance the fire. Maybe you're feeling fires of rage or even fires of ecstasy that right now you want to bring a little bit of balance to. Keep being aware this week of working with water in that way. So now we're going to move, staying rooted and grounded and in this body, but also inviting, we know we'll come up into the head a little bit as we go through this presentation. And we'll pause at each image to allow the information to integrate and any intuitive insights to come to you personally in your body as you gaze upon the visage of Sekhmet. And once again, we invoke Sekhmet's fire to clear the way for uninterrupted transmission of this message, of this PowerPoint. So Nicole, unmute yourself and take us into.
So it's visible, right?
Yeah, just make it in full view.
Oh, okay. Yes.
There
Perfect.
we go.
Yes, so we have arrived at Spiral 2. And Spiral 2 brings us into the temple of our embodied bliss. So this is our awareness for this week, to connect with that 0-point doorway within the wisdom of the body, the temple, with our sensorial intelligence. Maybe there's some mistakes here, and the full spectrum of her expression. So the solar and lunar, the white and red river, the Virgin Mary or Mary Magdalene, the Virgin or the whore. And in that fusion, we are inviting union and dissolution and birth.
So as you gaze upon this particular image and you really receive that transmission of the red river and the white river, the blazing white of that yellow flame, the sun rising and descending, and the integration of this pure feline power, the purity of her is her innocence, is the virgin, and this sultry sexual energy of the life-giving baptism, which the whore gives us, the priestesses gave us with their yoni shaktipat. And you can feel that when you tune in and feel what that feels like in your yoni, and any resistance, any shame, any fear of this magnetic, powerful energy, this merging of these red and white rivers, the solar and lunar expressions, really the rainbow array of light, the fusion of all we are, dissolving any separation between our parts so that we can be reborn as whole. Take this in, receive that red river, this red carpet that this journey through her gateway invites us to follow.
And
to drink
it feels,
from the red rivers even.
yeah,
Drink from her red rivers.
that's so powerful. And when I think that today is actually also a celebration of the ascension of the Virgin Mary, I think it's on the Catholic Church. I didn't write this on the further presentation, but yes, today is the marks the ascension of Virgin Mary. And to feel that, you know, just hearing you drink from that cup of blood, you know, it feels such a beautiful union of being in the red and simultaneously being in the body, in the flesh, you know, where the blood is giving life, but also being in connection to all that is happening to the cosmos and all the alignments that are happening. And here in this 0 point doorway, I want to also share that it's really allowing the full expression. So in order for us to open more to our embodied bliss and our sensorial intelligence, we must feel all the other things that are standing in the way. So, you know, it's just to be very clear that we allow and we invite the full spectrum, and this has been coming up very much this week, and I feel that this will continue to emerge, to really allow the full spectrum and ultimately finding that balance, but giving space to all. Yes.
Yes. So as we move on to the next slide, I would also invite you to notice what it feels like in your body to see the typos, right? And can we accept that too? Does she allow the full spectrum of this, you know, imperfect written language to translate the messages that are coming through your body? Can you see where there is resistance and judgment and the flare up and of shame or whatever, these constructs that interrupt and disrupt and separate, take you out of that embodied feeling, right? Just notice these things and tie another knot in your thread.
Thank you, Diana. Because I was laughing inside when I was reading the intelligence, like ET, intelligence.
Extraterrestrial intelligence.
But I love
serious.
that. Yes. Yeah, and you know, like so many times we stop ourselves, right? And I'm someone to be a perfectionist, and I love it. I was the one who, you know, let the mistakes be there, and I love the way you said it. Like, can we allow our full our full expression with all that is, you know, without having to fix and you know, and see the beauty and see the message coming through. I mean, in this example that you mentioned, but we can take that for everything.
Yes.
So thank you.
Let's not put out those fires with too much water, because then it disrupts the flow. So we just let it go and continue. So speaking of serious and cosmic musings.
Yeah. So just a brief sharing that we had Venus coming in Virgo and Neptune in Pisces on the 9th. And then on the 10th, that's when officially the sun enters the constellation of Leo, and he will stay there until September 6th. So a lot of talking about the, Lion's Gate and etc. So just to clarify, just now on the 10th, that sun entered the constellation of Leo. And then on the 11th, we had a beautiful conjunction between Venus and the moon in Virgo at the heart chakra gate. And this is a very beautiful alignment. And, it's very relevant for us as, the Virgo is representing here like Gaia in the Mother Earth. So it's kind of guiding us into this journey, into this heart chakra gate. And then on the 11/12, we have the reappearance of Orion, which is very interesting because in Brazil, we call Orion belt the Three Marys. And I haven't had a chance to research much, but we call the Three Marys in Portuguese. So for me, it was very nice to see them in the sky. I was able to witness, and then seeing the rising of Sirius was also very powerful, and feeling it like flickering. And the sea started to like pick up, so I felt like that magnetic energy. And then continuing today, tomorrow, we had Venus entering Libra. So again, that invitation to bring balance and to come into that 0 point as we feel all that, we might be experiencing in this journey or in the world, or a reflection of what's happening in the world where we are currently living. And then on August 27, we'll have the sun entering Virgo and aligning with the star Regulus, and which is an ancient heart star regulator. So this is very relevant as well. And then we will have a full moon in Aquarius, or in Aquarius. So I don't know if you want to.
One moment before you move on, could you go back a minute?
Yeah.
Just want to invite you to focus on this image again, and the papyrus she has in her hand, the staff, and the green of its energy. This was a symbol of ancient Lower Egypt, and its greening energy, the productive quality of growing foods in this, the overflowing of the Nile rivers. You can imagine feeding these papyrus, and the stem was used, let me see, I just pulled up, it used to represent growth, vigor, youth, all fresh, new and growing. So you can feel that quality, that innocence that we spoke of. And it was also used for many things, like making mats and cords, and very, very practical, life supporting. And it also was symbolic representation of the law of karma. So you can feel this energy of Ma'at and the order of things. Thank you.
Yes, and also the Sirius, the rising of Sirius was also marked, as we talked last week, by the floods of the Nile. So what you said, it's very much in alignment. So we can also tune in. That's why we mentioned, Diana mentioned earlier, the waters. So although our focus is on the fire, we can still call in, particularly even, the Nile River, and just feel that the flooding, the abundance, and the greening that it's bringing, was bringing to ancient Egypt, and it's bringing to us, in this journey together.
Yes, maybe we can take a moment here and just take a sip of water and feel the greening, life-giving energy it gives to every cell in our body as it carries through our red blood, the water in our blood, the liquid lava of the blood of Mother Earth, right? The water element in this fiery red river. So just taking a moment.
Mm. Mm. Mm.
Feeling it go through the veins of the tree of life within you, branching up through the cosmos and down through the earth. Speaking of branching up through the cosmos, the sky and its stars make music to you. The sun and the moon praise you. The Neteru gods sing to you. That's from the hymn to Hathor, Dendera, Egypt temple inscription. Dendera?
Yes, Dara. Yeah, so here I just wanted to share with us, here was on the 10th, the first image on the 10th, when the moon entered Virgo, and then right here was on the 11th, Virgo, Venus is right here. So this is Venus, this is the moon. Again, Venus here, and here's the moon. And then that same night, I watched the stars, and this is the Orion belt, or the Three Marys, how I rather call them. And then I'm assuming that this is Sirius because I wait, and this is the only thing I saw. So here is Sirius. And yeah, and if you feel, you can just take a look at the sky. I think today it's last quarter moon, right? Or first quarter moon. I believe so. And in 1 week's time, we have the full moon. So maybe you want to take a look at the sky, and I particularly love this phase, like the first and last quarter, because there is a moment where the moon in the sky looks like for me, I see a dragon eye, or like the eye of a Black Panther. So if you want to just explore how the stars are aligning where you are in the world, and and just, as Diana said, be receptive to the cosmos, and then just feel like this beautiful inscription, how the stars are making music, and this whole communion with the stars and planets in the sky. And then maybe I'll let you speak about this, Diana, this image.
So this is an image of such powerful image. Before I speak on it, I would like to invite you to just gaze upon this first, is it called a stele? And yeah, we still have it from a website, Alamy. We just did not get the rights to it, but we're not monetizing this particular image, but just want to show you this. And she's got, Sekhmet has the Eye of Ra in her heart, on her palm, her left hand. And this bird with what to me invokes the tree of life above her head. This falcon. So just meditate on that and feel what comes through you, because I can tell you what I feel, but more importantly, it's the information that Sekhmet invokes within your own body, your own embodied wisdom. This is the purpose of this course, to ignite that flame within, to purify any hindrance to your receptivity to the information coming through you, your divinity, which connects with Sekhmet, with Sirius, with the one, with all. And I really feel this, well, before I continue, just taking a moment, just take 10 seconds and just receive. So to me, what I feel strongly is this drawing down of the sun's ray, right? This, the all-seeing eye, and this, the bird that represents that vision, soaring, this tree of life soaring into the cosmos and drawing down that energy that we are connected to, that it just links us. This is a link showing us how we are connected to the fire of the cosmos, to the vision that we have when we soar into those upper realms, and how we can draw this vision and this liquid fire, this golden ray, down into our heart, so we can see with our heart. And this, the heart chakra is represented by this green aura, this greening energy. So this photosynthesis of the solar rays coming down into our bodies, activating that cellular regeneration, this greening photosynthesis, where we turn light into nourishment, into the sugar that nourishes our bodies. And this week, we're going to focus a lot on our body, and we're inviting you to do a stomach sadhana, where we will choose what we put into our bodies consciously. How will you augment this greening energy, this nourishing energy? Use that vision from your heart to discern for yourselves what will be appropriate. So we're not telling you to go on a diet or fast and cut out everything. There's no judgment here, no have-tos, but the invitation is to perhaps explore cutting out gluten and wheat and those kinds of quick carbohydrates like bread and sugars and perhaps dairy, anything that's potentially going to gum up the bloodstream, clog the digestive, dampen the digestive fires, and allow more of this greening vitality from things like plants, vegetables, even edible flowers, things that have received and soaked up the solar rays, or from animals that have eaten things that have soaked up those solar rays, right? Because the cows eat the greening, plants, and that's how it comes to us through that. So if you are not a vegetarian, you can pray that way. You can be conscious about the solar power, this fire that has, how it has come into your food, and keep that connection to that solar energy as you feed yourself and nourish yourself, and really tuning in to the fire in your belly that digests, right? The element of fire, and allow Sekhmet in that heart to burn clear and expand bright. So the sky god, Horus, guiding her, the all-seeing eye in her heart. And I'll let you, Nicole, speak to this other beautiful image.
Yes, this image that Diana just shared came up today for her, and I couldn't find something else. It's the only picture available. So apologies on the Alani on the picture, but it just really felt so important to bring it up, as to me, I feel she's holding the heart, like she has the all-seeing eye in the heart, which is so symbolic since Venus is on the heart gate, right? And then this depiction of the bird on her head, to me also feels like it's that cosmic wisdom, like she's being, and she here is almost like a representation of us in this journey. This is how I'm interpreting also. So we are being guided, as the second picture shows, which also presented itself today to me, which feels so aligned. So here I'm reading that this is Sirius, actually. So this is like the blue rays of Sirius entering the all-seeing eye, which is actually within our the alignment of our third eye, and our crown, and in the Alta Major, and in how Sekhmet in her different faces, and all that ancient wisdom is supporting and guiding us to this expansion into the heart, and this expansion into our body wisdom. So this is what came to me. So here again, I just feel this importance of receiving, being receptive to what Sirius is sharing with us, and then I guess I'll move to the
Well,
next.
I also want to add, if you would go back,
Yes.
that then
Yes.
the receptivity, drawing in that through the heart, then moving it down into your womb, right? Represented by this tunnel, this dark cave in the womb of the earth, if you follow the
Yes.
line of the light.
Yes.
So taking that moment to really
Sorry.
feel.
Yeah. I love that. Yes.
So I
So
invite
it's
everybody.
entering.
Sorry, I just want to
Yeah.
invite everyone to take a moment to feel that connection and that mirror from the Alta Major, crown, and third eye, and then the receptivity to receiving this light in the heart and reflecting it back down into the womb. The sacred geometry of this mirror, as above, so below. And root into the earth. Again, this is a lot of information on many levels to take in. So hydrate and drink some water.
And when you said, Diana, yes, to the womb, to then birth this new, not only like anchoring in the earth as we talked before, but also this birthing, which is like we are birthing together this new, I don't like to use this word new earth, but this new way that is a blend of old, ancient, and new. So yes, love that. Here, I don't know if you want to read this again, or
That's okay, because it's such a beautiful invocation from the Egyptian Book of the Dead, and you can pick that up and and read through that some more. But yeah, we have a lot to cover, so we'll continue.
So just briefly, since we already talked about that, I just wanted to show here this beautiful image of Sopdet, which was the ancient Egyptian word for Sirius, and she was also the cosmic mother, so the cosmic Isis or Aset. And I love this image, which really evokes this magnetic blue rays, which is supporting us into this path of liberation and expansion into our unique soul essence, grounding that into the earth and birthing another way. So, and doing so as we allow this full spectrum of our essence to be expressed, particularly when it comes for us women, giving voice to all, so then we can then birth the new. You want to comment here?
Yes, I once again invite you all to just tune in to the messages that come to you as you gaze upon these images. And what I'm receiving, I'll share that this cosmic aspect of Isis is not just a reflection of Isis as a cosmic mother, Sirius, but that Sekhmet and Hathor and Bast, while they are also archetypes and, in spirit, that they were much more embodied on this earth plane, and that this is the celestial mirror of Sekhmet's earthly embodiment of that solar power that comes down into our bodies.
Yes.
So like the
in fact,
water to her solar power.
Yes, in fact, here, to me, it's very clear, like, you have the pals here. So I feel Hathor very much
Yes,
here.
definitely.
And like, again, just, our focus here is on Sekhmet, Hathor, and Vasted. And I do feel that actually this aspect of Sirius could be also seen as Hathor. But I love how you said, I forgot what I was going to say, something very
there's
relevant.
that feminine flow of waters coming down, that mother. I felt Hathor as well, that celestial aspect of Sekhmet as Hathor, this mirror, and inviting that cosmic blue ray down from Sirius, like this crystalline waterfall. That's what it looks like to me as well. Thank you.
Yeah, and considering just briefly here that Sirius it's like 20 times, if I'm not wrong, 20 times bigger than the sun, and we can feel, that merge of this two, not even merge, but just two beautiful stars, powerful stars beaming the energy into the planet. Okay, so so here, just briefly coming into that feminine temple of healing arts, which I feel we feel that it's very relevant to this spiral as we are communing with our embodied bliss and our temple of embodied bliss. We just want to invoke and recall the feminine healing arts and just voicing a few of the things or a few of the practices that were used in in the ancient temples and are still used today, which is the voice alchemy and body prayers and energy transmission, body light language, water ceremonies and rituals, fire ceremonies and rituals. I also love, which this is certainly a feminine healing art, which is like this, you know, using images to evoke and activate certain energies and frequencies within us and into the vast tapestry of information that is available for us. So, and then I just wanted to mention that this is my understanding, but and based on the readings and the research I've been doing, is that the priestesses and priests of Sekhmet and Hathor and Bastet, they had different, you know, different healing practices that they were doing. And it feels that Sekhmet was very alchemical, like sexual, alchemical, mysterious type of healings. She's also a goddess of you know, a healing goddess. And then I feel like with Hathor temple, it was more like relational and, you know, and a little bit more how would I say that? Like
mothering, reparenting.
exactly, mothering. Like I see like a lot of water, you know, like a lot of water ceremonies and you know, birthing and different types of ceremonies. And then with Bastet was more like nourishing and like, and sensual here, it's more of like that nourishing the body, you know, like in sensual ways, which could have been with music and oils, but, you know, very nourishing. And then, as Diana said, we invite you to just feel what comes for you. Like maybe you connect and there's more information or other information that you channel as you, you know, tap into this feminine temple of healing art with your journey.
Yes, and as you work with your shamanic crafting and creating these knots, and with what's coming up, you can tune into which healing is being called for, which aspect of Sekhmet is working with you. You can invoke the different aspects to work with you on this knot, and then you know, say Sekhmet works with you on this knot because you feel it needs alchemical healing, or there's something that you feel needs more of a healing of relationships, either between yourself or another, and you invoke Hathor to, you know, infuse that energy into that knot, and then, you know, Bastet, so on. And you can, you know, maybe it's the same knot that repeats over and over again as it comes up. And instead of making a new knot, you work with that knot, you feel it, you meditate on it. And so it's multi-sensory also, with your hands, with your heart, with your inner eye, your eye of Ra in your heart, coming down into your womb. And yeah, I feel Bastet really nourishing that womb space also. So yeah, just tune in and trust how you're guided. And it may seem easy sometimes, like, oh, this is definitely, I'm clear. And then other times it may feel more elusive, and just be gentle and patient with yourself, and in surrendering and trusting, you know, and not getting too caught up in what gets in the way in your mind, thoughts, you know, just letting go of the thought and staying with it for a little longer, and seeing with the eye of your heart and connecting to what you're working with through this eye, through this brain, through the brain in your gut, through this beautiful womb.
Just make sure you don't see the mistakes.
We welcome the imperfections of nature. So this is another beautiful image.
Yeah, so here it's pretty much written the same thing, but yes, I felt like this image was wanted to really come through here.
Mhm.
Um, and yes, so
There's the,
feeling that solar. Hmm?
yes, that this alchemical working with energy here. You can see the solar energy with her hands and really drawing down the moon and Sirius down into the lower depths of her womb, into the earth, being the channel. You know, we stand here as vessels between heaven and earth. Sekhmet's gate is truly within us. We are that portal. So you can feel that. And there's her hair is braided and create
Brown.
this link right down from the crown to the root. And the sensual nature, you can see the undulating serpent of the Shakti energy as well. And there's this fierceness in her gaze. Her heart is completely open, and you can feel the softness of her rooted power and almost a movement in this the water element of swaying hips in that second chakra, this life-giving center of creation. And the adornments, this
The beauty.
key of the, yes, beauty is a key in the sacred temple practices. So you may practice adorning yourself with beautiful jewelry or whatever makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Clothes,
Yeah, so
soft
mm,
fabrics, these
yeah,
shimmering fabrics.
yeah. Yeah, so here we invite you to, like you said, Diana, to like journey this week with, like whatever temple practices that, either like voice alchemy, which can be you expanding a little bit more with your voice as you do the Sekhmet chant, your daily practice. You can feel if you can do a little bit longer, or explore a little bit more with your voice. You can actually add movement to that, so like moving your body, how you want to move as a prayer. And then adorning yourself. I love that. If you're someone that tends to not use makeup, then maybe you want to like get that lipstick going for this week, or I don't know, just tune into your own um, temple body and see what can you add into your routine this week that evokes this radiant beauty from the temple of the feminine healing arts. And obviously, like we all hold this memory from the signs of the temple. So you don't need to know exactly what to do. You can actually invite that innate wisdom that is already within you to move forward. And and that might be that this week you feel to adorn your house with flowers, and for there's just to say there's no correct or wrong way to do it. So if it's not listed here, that does it does not mean that it's not a temple practice. And we can always create temple practices if they weren't temple practices. um yes.
Beautiful. Yes. So as you work with your stomach sadhana, you can work with any of these practices, imbuing the energy and attention of
And
Sekhmet.
yeah, and when you were talking about the sadhana, what came up as well that I wanted to share is that pay attention what kind of food you are feeling called. Like if you decide not to um, not eat gluten, or or dairy, just be aware like what kind of food you're feeling the desire to taste, like. And pay attention even to the color of it, you know, and like, what
I
is
was
it that you're,
I was
yeah?
just gonna say, as you were talking, I just saw like persimmon or pomegranate, like calling in
Yeah.
a red. Maybe it's not, you know, anything other than that, than just one time this week, go to the store and see what food speaks to you and make a ritual of buying it, of connecting with it, of communing with the spirit of that plant that offered its fruit to you, and connecting with the sun, and then taking it home and make a whole ritual of bathing it. And Sarah, like, this is the feminine temple practice that you can imbue, and you can just do this just once. It could be just a sprinkling of magic throughout your week, or you can do it daily, or you can do a whole cleanse, whatever it is. Yes, trust what you're being called to. And I love that, Nicole. Thank you for bringing that. I love that. It makes me want to just, I feel the sensual fire within me rising, you know, that Sekhmet is invoking, this red, just ingesting the red of this photosynthesis, the greening energy that creates this abundant red sweetness, juicy sweetness.
Yes. Yes.
What does it
And,
feel
you know,
like when it drips on you, and then when you lick it
yes,
off your
yes.
fingers?
So I love that. And I want to share that, which I did share with you, Diana, but I want to share like a practice that came up for me just naturally, which is eating mango in the sea. So it's like, so for me, eating mango, I'm Brazilian, and here in Egypt at the moment, it's like mango season, and the mango is like real. It's not like in Europe or United States that you buy a mango and it looks real, but you taste it's not real. So it's like eating the mango with my hands, and like you said, like dripping, allowing it to drip, and allowing, and particularly for me, I am doing this in public, and I'm doing this at the sea. So I'm like combining all these elements that are really giving me pleasure. So I'm in the water, I feel the water in my body, and then I'm eating a delicious mango with my hands. So according to whatever you can do,
and you're allowing yourself to be seen in that sensual pleasure.
Exactly. So that's, thank you. That's the key, you know. And the other day that I did that, there was two Egyptian women and a man, and they were like standing not in front of me, but they were near. And I don't know if they were looking at me or what, but of course, at that moment that I felt that I was being looked at it, you know, I was like, oh, should I be doing this here? Oh, this is wrong, you know. And I observed myself, and I said, okay, no problem, relax and soften in what you're doing. And this is the key, allowing ourselves to be seen, and that radiant pleasure self, you know, like allowing ourselves to be seen in our red lipstick, and our you know, in our openness of the chest and heart, you know. And like, and how does that make us feel? Like, I'm just gonna stop here, but I had this week also, this past week, where I was walking this way, but I was getting so angry at the same time, because I was getting a lot of attention, and the looks were like just staring at me, and I just couldn't control myself. So I was literally asking, what are you looking at? Stop looking at me. So I was also giving voice. I'm not advising that here, you do as you feel, but I felt called to give voice to, you know, to that feminine that feels invaded, you know. So there's different ways of looking at the feminine. And for me, a particular day this week, I felt invaded. Like, please don't look at, you know, I knew I was radiating. I could feel my energy radiating. But yes, I was not being, I was not being respected in that way. And I felt called to voice that out, you know. So you can also explore, you know, this range of experiences, whatever makes you comfortable, or whatever is comfortable for
doing it in
you.
the privacy of your own home, or exploring how it is, you know, and invoking Hathor in this relational work when you're out in public.
Yeah.
and allowing Sekhmet to speak fire clearly, like just this whole alchemy, this balance of this triad.
Yeah.
So we're down to about 10 minutes. We're gonna move through and then wrap up. Oh, that was the last slide?
Yes, that was the last slide.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah,
There
that
was
was,
more.
let me see. No, there's one more, but
Oh
that's,
yeah, yeah, let's finish it.
Well, that was just like the last one here. Okay, I'll open.
Yeah, we may as well
Um,
move to completion as planned. And then we'll do a quick review as she's opening that up. We just want to, anchor this Sekhmet meditation for week 2. And once again, just reviewing that we've been doing a Sekhmet attunement. And the definition of attunement is a kinesthetic and emotional sensing of others, knowing their rhythm, affect, and experience by metaphorically being in their skin and going beyond empathy to create a two-person experience of unbroken feeling connectedness by providing, this is all a mouthful, by providing a reciprocal affect and or resonating response. So it's really talking about inner alchemy. So attunement, we're connecting with Sekhmet, and it's a vibratory resonance. We're tuning to her and all these aspects and seeing the vibratory resonance that's being evoked, which strings are being plucked within us and how they align, seeing that alignment, attunement, and then awakening those places in us that maybe don't vibrate well or have those strings haven't been caressed and plucked, and allowing them to attune to the Sekhmet Trinity, and we reawakening within us this life, this vibratory resonance. So that's what we're talking about, alchemical transformation, when we talk about a Sekhmet attunement. And this first phase was about just seeing what the ingredients were in this inner alchemy that we're working with and what's been coming up. And so now we're going to continue. We've met Sekhmet in her fullness and all these aspects, and we're going to continue that holding in our awareness how she represents herself to us and where we're at and where we meet, and begin to be even more conscious of any dynamism, the dynamics between all these parts, and where there are polarities and where there is imbalance and where things are balanced. Just to, we're not trying to force any harmonies yet. We're allowing all the dissonance to emerge, to erupt, everything to be free and come forth. Because then after the fires blaze, what rises out of the ashes is that phoenix. What feeds the earth is the ash that's left after the fire. And so we'll get to that part of the alchemy in the 3rd week, right, of merging. But right now, just continue to bring everything forth in your awareness and identify all these parts that I just have spoke of. Honoring. This week is about honoring and activating that fire within. Inviting those polarities to express themselves, observing their dance as we danced earlier, and where you are at now. What were you going to say?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to add in, like, as the moon grows fuller each day, we can add to the cauldron, like, this fullness, this growing into all that Diana said, and allowing that growing and expanding, so how can you like expand a little bit more into love or into bliss or into pleasure as you continue with the daily practices. You can just inquire, can I open a little bit more? And then I really feel this very strongly. Like, if you can take a look at the moon each day, just to see her expanding and like feel how that is might be taking place inside of you as well, and then we'll meet again when the moon is full. But in the days to come, can you expand a little bit more each day, a little bit more,
receiving more and more of that sunlight, like more of the moon's face is turned to the sun and receiving this solar radiance. So we're nurturing. And then, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Just we're nurturing our power and receiving that cosmic milk of Hathor, entering the feminine temple of your body and connecting with that sacred flame, and weaving in also the balancing element of the life nourishing waters.
Beautiful. Love that.
So yeah, let's see that closing slide and just use that as a closing meditation.
So actually that one was the last, but I will just open here.
Okay.
Yeah, that was.
As we come to the close, then, we'll move into a sacred meditation, and just want to invite you to keep nourishing your body with however the stomach sadhana resonates with you. And as you enter the temple space within your body, just notice any places where you're still holding back from expressing yourself, any rage, grief, shame, working with Sekhmet. But we're not focusing on the grieving process here. It's to be aware of it. We're celebrating really rather the living codes in our DNA and focusing on the awakening of that fire that burns and transforms our grief. So whatever comes with the awakening, we just bring into the fire of transformation. And if there's deep grief, you honor that and work with it in whatever ways you need to. And if you need extra support, we're here, or see your counselors. But bring that into the fire of transformation and work with the milk of Hathor, the waters, and all of these aspects also can meet the deeper core wounds that may be surfacing, because this can be intense work, and I want to recognize and honor that. So just work with your sacred crafting with that too, tying those knots, and this is not a replacement for any other holistic treatments or programs or support that you have. This is part of the holistic tools that you can carry with you and work with in your life. So in closing, can we have an image then that we can look at upon Sekhmet?
Yeah.
We do a closing prayer. And just take a drink of water, ground and root yourself, really feel yourself letting go from the mind of trying to understand everything you heard, and just bringing your mind down into your heart, and that see from your heart, know from the depths of your womb that you're receiving this information at a cellular level, the subatomic realms. allow yourself to be infused by the transmissions, the information to sink in deep, and know also that your dreaming, your feminine brain will be taking all this information in and be aware of your dreaming mind. These images, these sacred symbols that we receive psychically it's our psychic language, and we may not understand it with our mind. This is so beautiful. Can you zoom in back to when it was bigger? Just share the whole screen.
Share the whole screen?
Yeah, oh, that's fine. Yeah, there we go. Perfect.
Okay. Yeah.
She's so powerful. She stands on her sovereign throne, and we see this serpent. Oh, this friend of the rising Kundalini, standing in this fire. That heart open. And she even got a little sass. Little sassy, like feminine, hip loveliness. So gaze upon this image, receive the transmission, these descending red rivers, the fire of life. And Nicole, would you like to do our closing?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I want to invite you to gaze a little bit more and just see her face expression and how she's standing in this fire of power and transformation, but she has a soft and gentle gaze. Her bare breast open, symbolizing her sovereign pleasure, her fertility. So take a couple breaths as you gaze her, and whenever you feel ready, just close your eyes. And just breathe her essence into your body, into your heart and womb. Just taking a couple of moments to just feel and tune in to whatever emotions, whatever voices, whatever expressions are coming up for you as you breathe her essence into your body. As you breathe the elements of this image and all that we talk about today into your body, just anchoring in the knowing that she breathes through you and she walks with you. You courageously choose to expand and radiate your solar essence. And just take a moment to commune with her and to receive whatever messages and guidance she might have for you today. As we come into closing this phase, receive her guidance, the message, her love. Her strength. Her courage, her power, her wisdom. And we might close this with maybe just a minute of chanting. Just 1 minute.
Take your candle,
Mm.
have it with you, or just leave your eyes closed and we'll chant Sa Sekem Sahu in honor of this soft power within us, with gratitude for Sekhmet's guidance,
Mm.
breathing in her power and letting it infuse and merge with ours. Sa Sekem Sahu. 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 She Sehaba. 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 Thank you, Sekhmet. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you, ancestors of the lands where you reside and the lands where I reside. Thank you, ancestors of our lineage, our bloodline, our spiritual lineage. Thank you to the dragons of creation, the primordial elements, and all benevolent beings and spirit guides and totem animal spirits, all who support us in this sacred circle. Thank you, Lioness. Thank you to the masculine and feminine principles of this wild nature within us and around us. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for journeying with us today. And do email us any juicy insights you received in that last transmission Nicole guided us through. So beautiful.
Yes, we would love to hear from you. So please, if you have any sharings, any insights, let us know.
Trust.
Thank you.
Thank you.